primary control of critical vehicle functions. Roger, roll, Discovery.
Hello and welcome to Colourful in the post-truth apocalypse. I'm Ben, and as always I'm joined by Gaz.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hello.
And this week we're in an emergency bunker. It's an emergency episode. We're going to talk about the coronavirus and its potentially deadly effects on humanity, really. Could go big.
Achoo!
Burn
Virus.
him!
The virus is inside. Brown alert, brown alert.
Brown trousers time.
I just want to take this moment at the start to thank all the customers who've bought over 1,000 paper dust masks off us in the last week. Thank you. They're absolutely fucking useless, and if you think they're going to save you, you will die. But thanks anyway.
You know,
And if you think you're fucking sending them back in a couple of weeks when this all blows over, you can fuck off. Guess what? You've got a shitload of paper dust masks that you need to fucking sell.
We have been actually stockpiling Purell and hand sanitizer and stuff like that, and only sending it out to regular customers.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because
when your skin's falling off,
loads of people are like
washing your hands.
wanting to buy it, and we're like, well, no, because you know, you're just panic buying. So we've been holding stock back to sell when it all hits the fan.
That's capitalism.
That's capitalism
My
for you.
level
Hike the prices then.
Yeah.
My level of scientific understanding isn't that great, or education. Nobody had to explain to me. I just knew intrinsically. Once someone told me, oh, those masks are useless against a virus, I thought, oh yeah, of course they are, because they're designed to keep out dust particles, which in the grand scheme of things are quite large compared to microbial bacteria, which will go through the holes in that mask. Anyway, thanks guys.
I'm going to get a plague doctor mask. The beak.
Oh yeah.
I so want one of them. And I'm gonna
Let's go around town with it.
I'm gonna fill the end of the beak with weed.
If anyone wants any masks, let me know if you want any.
I don't want one of your masks. They don't work.
Better than nothing.
Well, no, it's not. It is nothing. It's literally nothing.
Well, you don't want to look like you're not trying.
No, I'm not one of them plague doctor
You might
masks.
get beaten up. You know what I mean? So you've got to wear one.
Well, come on, if I beat someone up and take their mask.
Well, no, what I mean is that they might be useless, but it might get to a point where anyone who's not wearing one's going to get turned on because they're like, spreader!
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, maybe.
Super spreader.
There has been a super spreader.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah. All right, let's thank some new and returning listeners. Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Wow. I'm surprised you're allowed to listen to this. Makati City in the Philippines. Brainerd, Minnesota. Toronto, Canada. Seattle, Washington. Esch in the Netherlands.
Esh, I think.
Esch. Sembo in the Philippines. Lucknow in India. A lot of history in Lucknow. Former siege in colonial times of Lucknow during the Indian Mutiny.
Look now!
Yes.
Look now, I tell you.
Why, white British people massacred Indians, by chance?
No, the British were under siege.
Uh,
It was the mutiny. Memphis, Tennessee. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Faro in Portugal. Surrey Hills, Australia. Dublin, Ireland. Lexington, Kentucky. Leighton Buzzard, United Kingdom. No idea what the fuck that is. North Little Rock, Arkansas. Telford, our hometown. Gulf Shores, Alabama. San Pedro in the Philippines. Hornchurch in the United Kingdom. Chicago, Illinois. Shady Nasty. Nowhere to be seen.
they realised we were shit, finally.
Well, but more listens in Florida. We've got lots of Florida men listening, or Florida ladies listening.
They're all in jail. Fuck what else to do.
Don't think they let them have podcasts in American jail.
I bet you've got your phone and internet.
Oh, I don't know. They're pretty strict in there, aren't they?
I don't know. Teddy Hart, it depends where you are. Teddy Hart, the wrestler, was blogging from jail the other day. So he must have had a phone and the internet.
Unless he just they give him so much time on a computer a day.
I'm never going to find out.
No, mate. Anyway, thank you for listening all. Okay, so we're going to do some weird news. This will take 20 minutes, half an hour. Then we'll crack on with the main cut and thrust of today's emergency broadcast.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
So, well, what's up first, Mike?
An independent.
Surfer fights off great white shark by punching and swearing at it.
Legend.
Love it. A surfer survived being attacked by a great white shark in New Zealand by punching Nick Minogue. I wonder if he's in relation to Kylie.
How many minutes can there be
Exactly.
in Australia?
Who lives in Auckland, New Zealand, was surfing 300 metres off Panatui Beach on the Comorando Peninsula when the incident happened on Saturday morning. Mr Minogue told Radio New Zealand about the attack, saying, "I felt the bang as a shark hit me, as it came up my left-hand side and hit my forearm and elbow. The shark then clamped itself onto the front of his surfboard." Mr Minogue said, "I'd heard they didn't like being punched in the eye or the nose or the head, so I went to punch it in the eye. It was the most vulnerable and soft target I could reach." He added he yelled, "Fuck off," as loudly as he could.
Fuck off!
His first punch missed, but he managed to land his second punch, causing the shark's eye to roll up a little. As the shark swam off, its dorsal fin brushed him. I love it. Riley Elliott, a shark expert, said the bite marks on the surfboard and his description of the shark are consistent with a great white. You literally just punched Jaws in the face.
Fair play. It's badass.
Have we had a hardest bastard of the year so far award?
He's winning so far.
He is winning, yeah. Last year was that guy who fought off a bear with his bike and a tent pole, wasn't it?
Could
I think
be. I
it
can't remember.
was.
Didn't somebody throttle a cougar as well? No.
Nah.
That was last year, I think, yeah. So this guy's winning this year's award so far.
It's going to take something to beat that.
It is.
Fuck off, you great big bloody cunt! Fuck off, will ya? Cost me a fucking fortune, this fucking board.
How much does a surfboard cost?
A lot. And I bet 10 minutes after it, he had a fucking beer in one hand and a cigarette in the other. Chill as fuck.
Yeah, probably.
Crikey. Couldn't
Was that-
bloody believe it.
There was that Australian guy that got bit by a great white and then was like, he got patched up. Like, it wasn't horrifically bitten, he wasn't having that chunks taken out of him. And then he was like, "I'm going for a beer." And he just fucked off to the bar.
Good man.
Yeah.
Well, stay out of the water.
Stay at the water, yeah.
And you won't get bit.
That's what I always go for. I don't go in the sea.
Fuck the sea. I don't like it, so I keep chucking plastic in it.
Oh, it's you that's done that, is it? You cunt? I wondered who it was.
I'm just enjoying the planet one Monster Munch packet at a
Just to
time.
piss Greta off.
Yeah.
The ironic thing is, it's coming back to you in the form of microplastic that is never going to leave your body. Joke's on you, motherfucker!
And he's killing the entire human race as well.
Well, you've killed it. You've killed it with science.
That's my job.
There. We were riffing, and then you brought in the fucking equations and the biology, and it all went to shit, and we were left in silence. Science officer Mike, thank you very much.
Captain Bringdown.
That's my job.
Anyway, fuck Greta. What's next?
Prankster who promised girlfriend spa weekend takes her on tour of spa shops instead.
I'm willing to bet he's no single.
Let's see.
For the international listener, a spa shop is like a convenience store.
Yeah, there's a chain of them. They're everywhere. There's one in every town at
I
least.
think they're Welsh, aren't they?
They could be.
They sell hot food. I mean, it's terrible. It always gives me the shits, but it's cheap and it's there. Burgers, bacon rolls in the morning.
Well,
Yeah.
well, that's why you've got that massive tub of wipes in the van.
Yes. Well, we're less than 10 minutes in. You're obsessed with my tub of wipes. I'm pretty sure it's exactly this time last episode we had the wipes conversation again. Please continue, Mike.
I just assumed you had to shit somewhere.
Yeah, in toilets.
Got caught short on the road.
No, I don't drive through the fucking back end of Siberia.
Well, it is Wales.
Yes, pretty remote at times.
Not remote enough to have to shit in a bush, no. In over 10 years of driving. 10, 12 years maybe, nearly 12 maybe. I don't know, I'm confused. It's more than 10. Less than 12. 11.
Well, as you get older, it may become more of a problem.
Yeah, that's it.
You may have to wear adult
No,
nappy.
it's very simple, Mike. There are... How many McDonald's are there in this town?
Ooh, at least
Well,
4,
hang on.
I think.
Yeah.
Times that for every
210,
other town there is.
Yeah.
There's always somewhere to shit. Always.
McDonald's toilets are my preferred choice to go to if I'm out and about.
They normally give you the shit, so...
It's fine. You just gotta get over the British fear of walking in and not buying anything. And some fuckers, some places, if they're on a service station, you'll get a code that comes with your receipt that you have to type in to get access to the
No.
toilets. Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, nobody's going in for a free shit in my Burger King.
I remember the first Reading Festival I went to in 99.
Yeah.
You didn't shit all weekend, did
5 days.
you? And then he shit in Telford McDonald's.
Yeah.
Blocked the fucking toilets up.
I
didn't
did
he?
not block the toilets up. But what I also had another one when I got home was like giving birth to a walking stick. 5 days. You know, weirdly, I've got over that now. When I go to a festival, I will go and have a shit now. I've got over that crapping inside of my own home phobia.
Well, good. It's good for you. If you need to shit, you should
Well,
shit.
I was gonna say you're not 6.
I just always feel more comfortable at home.
Yeah.
You know? I like my home comforts, I like porcelain, I like something to read, I keep a selection of books in the toilet. The Art of War, History of the British Army,
Razzle.
Razzle, Jugs.
Anyway,
Yeah.
back to the story. A cheeky boyfriend who promised his girlfriend a spa weekend took her on a tour of 9 spa shops instead.
Wow.
Sue Pakey, 44, imagined a weekend of pampering when David Burrows told her they were going to a spa for Valentine's. She was shocked to discover he had slightly less relaxing weekend in store for her after she turned up at a spa shop in Birmingham. Mr. Burrows, 37, was still blissfully unaware that she had been tricked when she arrived at the first shop, assuming her boyfriend was just popping in for some snacks. It was not until they pulled up outside a second spa that Miss Pakey's suspicions were aroused.
Wow.
She's Columbo, isn't she?
She does not look happy.
She told her son, I thought, what is going on? We are not going to on a spa tour, are we? It slowly dawned on her that she had been deceived and Mr. Burrows kept stopping at different spa shops in the area.
Is that another picture? Oh, she does not look happy.
Her boyfriend insisted on taking selfies outside each branch with pictures showing a grumpy Miss Pakey sulking in the background.
I'd be sulking as well.
Yeah, but she's still been out for a nice drive around Birmingham, the second biggest city in the UK.
9 spa shops in 2 hours. Wow.
While Miss Pakey, 44, did eventually see the funny side of her partner's practical joke, she has vowed to have her revenge. Mr. Burrows made up for his behaviour by taking his girlfriend out for a Valentine's meal and pledging to take on a real spa weekend in the future. Sometime in the future.
Yeah, an unspecified date.
When I just could get the money together, babe.
Yeah. It ain't happening, is it?
No. It would have happened that... see, anyway, fair play to him.
I mean, it's a fun joke, but if you're going to say, I'm going to take you on a spa weekend, you're dicing with your relationship there, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I can understand doing that first and making her think that that's...
Yeah, then taking her to the
Then
spa.
take her to the spa.
You've got to judge it, haven't you?
Having no backup plan.
Well, he obviously knows her pretty well, and he's obviously decided she can take a joke, whereas I don't think I could get away with this in my relationship. I think this would be a misguided...
Yeah. I don't think any relationship I've ever had I'd get away with this.
She wouldn't see the funny side. She very rarely does see the funny side of anything, really.
Which is the joy of your life.
He's a shining light.
No, I'm joking. She ain't no ball and chain. She ain't no ball and chain. Well.
Next up.
Yeah?
Oh, fuck me. Just a horrific picture of
Ronald McDonald.
Ronald McDonald. Do you remember, before I read the story, the McDonald's at the retail park in Telford, the one near the big Tesco?
Yeah.
when that was, I don't know if it's still there anymore, but it used to have a bench in it that had like a giant, like one of those in the picture, a giant moulded.
We spoke
Ronald
about this
McDonald.
before.
And we have, and his arm was out across the top of the bench,
Yeah.
so you would go and sit with it. How fucking horrible is that? And I'm not even bothered by clowns, I'm just bothered by him. Fucking creep. Anyway, what's the story?
I think they've ditched him a lot now, though, haven't they? You don't see him as often in the stores, the ones I've been in recently.
Trying to get kids to taste his special sauce.
The police cannot find cause of demonic sounds at Colorado restaurant. Wow. Imagine you're in a fast food restaurant at 3:30 a.m. Yes, you're probably drunk and or hungover. You hear someone screaming and making demonic sounds. Do you A, check to see if they're coming from you? Who fucking wrote this? Paul Seaburn. I don't know why, but the name Seaburn has just tickled me.
Has it?
It just looks funny. Anyway, check if it's coming from you. Ask your Happy Meal to go on a run. What? Ask for your Happy Meal and go and run like crazy. Or C, wait for the police to show up because this is the most fun you've had at 3:30 a.m. in ages. Now let's say you're an employee at the same fast food restaurant at the same ungodly hour when you hear the same ungodly scream. Get a different job, Paul.
Yeah.
Fucking suck. Do you A, quit and run? Fucking brackets again. I feel like I'm reading a fucking maths equation here. Fuck is going on, Paul? Make the new... Or B, make the new kid check it out. Or C, wait for the police to show up because this is the most fun...
Oh man.
I don't want to read it. Can we scroll? Fuck his opening paragraph. You fucked this, Paul. Absolutely fucked it.
Well, basically, there's been demonic sounds at McDonald's at 3:30 a.m.
Load of shit.
Police had to go and check it out. They didn't find anything, sadly. Although, interestingly, apparently, it could be built on a Native American burial ground.
Could explain it.
That's it then.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
I'm going to guess it's
Child
plumbing.
sex ring in the basement.
Possibly.
Plumbing.
Well, Ronald looks pretty sort of, hey, come on in, kids.
Ugh.
I don't like it. I don't like Ronald, full stop, to be fair.
Who the fuck does?
Well, he's just look at him. He's a bit fucking creepy, isn't he? What's welcoming about like a 6-foot clown?
Nothing.
Exactly. So, let's get into the main cut and thrust of it. The emergency broadcast, the coronavirus. On December 31st, 2019, the World Health Organization's China office heard the first reports of a previously unknown virus behind a number of pneumonia cases in Wuhan, a city in eastern China with a population of over 11 million.
Oof.
And I think the biggest city in this country, in the UK, is London, which is about 6-7 million people.
Big city then.
Yeah, it's a massive city. Since then, the disease, formerly known as the coronavirus, but now COVID-19, has hit approximately 70,500 people in mainland China, with a further 683 cases reported in 25 other countries. Although the disease is, at the time of this recording, mostly confined to China, where each of its provinces and territories have reported infections. COVID-19 has reached as far as the US, France, Germany, Australia, Japan, Canada, South Korea, the United Arab Emirates, the UK and Finland. And Finland's pretty fucking far away from China. So at least 1,380 people at the moment have died in China, which means that's what the Chinese government is saying. I personally don't believe a fucking word of that. I don't believe I don't believe what any government says. I especially don't believe the Chinese government.
Not exactly an open government, are they?
No. There's stuff on Twitter about mass graves and bodies burning, so I don't know,
Not good.
more than they're letting on. Which means that the total death toll from COVID-19 has exceeded that of the SARS in 2003. Remember, that was the one that was going to kill us all.
And what's the total death toll at the moment?
1,380 in China. No one's died from it outside of China yet.
That's not much, is it?
I mean, they knocked up like 6 hospitals in like the space of a week, didn't
Yeah.
they? But apparently they're more like prisons. Like they've got like electronic locks on the door and bars and.
Well, they've got to quarantine it, haven't they?
They've got to quarantine it, but don't make it look so prisony.
Yeah, but when you've got a population of thousands of people that don't want to be quarantined.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I mean,
I'm just looking at I was just seeing what's trending on Twitter with regards to the coronavirus, and I'll try and get some live info as we record. Apparently, panic buying has kicked off in Milano. I've just been watching a video of people going insane in a supermarket, but I have a friend who lives in Milan, so she could be oblivious to it all. So I might have to just warn her that there's. But why is everyone panic buying in Italy? What's going on there?
because there's an outbreak there.
Was there? Oh dear.
I think there's an outbreak in Iran today.
Was there? That's
Yeah.
it. The worst of it is that it's now started spreading from person to person, which it wasn't before.
Well, shall I get into some background about viruses?
Yeah, go on then. Hit us with some knowledge, Mike.
Okay. First of all, to consider, are viruses alive or not alive?
They're alive, aren't they?
Well, there's 7 characteristics of life. Okay, all living things must be able to 1. Respond to stimuli,
Right.
2. Grow over time, 3. Produce offspring, 4. Maintain stable body temperature, 5. Metabolize energy, 6. Consist of 1 or more cells, and 7. Adapt to the environment.
Okay.
So, according to them characteristics, viruses are not alive.
Yeah.
They don't meet all 7 of them.
No, they meet some of them, but not all of them.
But then again, there are some exceptions, like a mule
Yeah.
can't produce offspring, but it's alive, isn't it?
Yeah.
And rocks grow over time by accumulating minerals,
Yeah.
and that's not alive, is it?
No, rock is definitely not
So,
alive. Unless it's the rock, Dwayne Johnson.
A virus consists of packaged strings of RNA or DNA wrapped in a capsule of protein.
Right, so RNA is...
It's like DNA, but a bit more simpler, I think.
Right, okay. Cool.
They can only
the
make...
lifeboat people.
That's the RNLI, I think.
Just checking.
Okay, they can only make copies of themselves if they hijack the machinery of living cells.
Alright, so they reproduce inside the living body, yeah?
Yeah, they pretend that they're like part of the human body or whatever. They get into a cell and they hijack the cell's reproductive sort of machinery.
Yeah.
Produces copies of itself. It leaves that cell and infects the body with further virus.
So viruses
This is why.
are terrorists.
This is why Ebola was a shit virus.
Mm.
Because it was too good at being a virus. Because you need a living host to be a virus.
Yeah.
And if you, like Ebola, hit a village and
Can't spread.
Can't
nowhere
spread.
to go.
And it
So-
can't go airborne, can it, Ebola?
Yeah, so
Allegedly.
a good virus will be one that doesn't kill its host immediately. You know
Like
what I mean?
influenza,
Yeah.
like coronavirus.
Mm.
They
The best, the ultimate's the common cold.
Of course it
Yeah.
is,
Isn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
That's like the Hulk Hogan of fucking viruses, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just keeps coming back.
Just won't die.
They can infect all types of life, including bacteria
So a virus is going to affect other bacteria.
and other viruses.
That's mental.
I think
How does that work?
virophages. Well,
Wow. That's crazy.
where did they come from? Scientists think they evolved alongside or before cells.
Mm.
Once they hijack the host cell, it's forced to manufacture new viruses. Although there are no fossil records of viruses, sometimes the genome of the virus can be integrated into the DNA of the host
Fucking hell.
if it's in a sperm or egg cell,
Wow.
passed on to the offspring, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just like
Yeah.
AIDS, isn't it?
And apparently 8% of all human DNA originally came from viruses.
Fuck. That's a big chunk.
So it seems like we've had them from the beginning.
They've grown along with us. They've
Yeah.
come along for the ride. Hitched a ride on our coattails, the sneaky little bastard.
Tape fast.
Yeah.
That's why you need a new flu shot every year. And after a few hundred years, not much of the original virus exists.
Yeah.
And the virus life cycle: 1 is contact, 2 infection and replication, 3 transmission to other hosts.
Okay.
So most viruses are not suited to hosts of another species.
Unless they make the jump.
They do. Sometimes they do. You see, yeah, because the mutations in the virus allow it.
Yeah.
That's what's happened with the coronavirus. It's mutated. It's gone from bats to probably pigs to humans, mutated, and now it's spreading.
You eat an infected pig, and you've got the virus in it, and then you eat that and it's digested into you, then all that virus has got to do is just latch onto a cell and boom, there you go. It's off, it trots quite happily. It's going to mutate.
Normally they won't be able to, because it's a different body, they're not used to it.
Yeah.
So they can't get into the cells and our immune system defeats them. But occasionally they mutate, and then that's when they're able to get into human cells.
Yeah. Do you know that film Outbreak with Dustin Hoffman? That wasn't bad.
It was alright, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's alright. The Chinese government has responded to the outbreak by placing Wuhan and nearby cities under de facto quarantine, encompassing roughly 50 million people in the Hubei province. Now in the UK, British Airways have suspended all direct flights to China, while the US has banned foreign nationals who have recently travelled to China from entering the country. The disease appears to have originated from a Wuhan seafood market, where wild animals, including marmots, birds, rabbits, bats and snakes, have been traded illegally for food. You're not supposed to eat this stuff, but hey, why not? I don't know what the food situation is like in Wuhan. You're poor, you'll eat anything, I suppose.
What animals did you say again?
Marmots, birds, rabbits, bats and snakes.
All together in the same market.
Along with the seafood. But they're trading this shit illegally. They're not meant to be eating this, but...
I know some people like to say, and I know I'm a hypocrite, I'm aware of that, like some people like to say, oh, what's the difference between a cow and a marmot? Like,
Quite
you
a
know,
lot.
why do you think
When you
it's
go
right
to a
eat
supermarket, you buy the beef, it's already cut or whatever, packaged. You know what I mean? They're buying live marmots
Yeah.
to kill at home and eat. But the marmot is next to bats
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah,
Spreading disease, isn't it?
I get it, that's not the point. It doesn't matter. I was saying, it's like, when people try and make that argument of like, you know, you think it's right to eat a cow, but a horse is gross. It's because it just is different.
Yeah,
It's because,
cultural, isn't it?
I don't care what anyone says, a snake is gross.
I like
Like
snakes.
chicken
I
isn't.
wouldn't eat one.
That's what I mean. So yeah, that sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Doesn't sound good, does it?
No, I'd starve.
Well, they're not just eating that, but I presume they're trading this shit illegally, bartering it.
I'd lick the condensation off my sweatshop windows and live off of that.
Might be your only source of nutrients, and the
Probably
black
more.
mould growing on the window.
The fuck is a marmot anyway? Marmite. What was it?
It's a monkey, isn't it, marmot?
I don't think it is it?
I thought it was.
Is it some sort of
No, it's like a
mammal?
rodent, yeah, I think.
Oh, right, yeah, it's one of them things with a tail in it.
Like
Yeah.
an armadillo.
No. Armadillos.
No, smooth on the inside.
Crunchy on the outside. Do you love me a dime bar? I do love it.
Oh, mate.
Right, so coronaviruses are known to jump from animals to humans, so it's thought the first people infected with the disease, a group primarily made up of stallholders from the market, contracted it from contact with these animals. So, what's it do? What's this do to you? Right, well, there are large group of viruses known to infect both humans and animals and cause respiratory illness that ranges from the common cold to much more serious infections. Although symptoms of coronaviruses are often mild, including runny noses, headaches, coughs and fevers in some cases, they lead to more serious respiratory tract illnesses, including pneumonia and bronchitis. So, pneumonia, you don't want that. Bronchitis is more treatable. Pneumonia is can be fucking very hit and miss.
I have bronchitis for the first 5 minutes of every day that I wake up.
I used to suffer with it as a child, actually, yeah. In the UK, the first 2 coronaviruses were confirmed on January the 31st, and by February 13th, the number of confirmed cases has risen to 9. The thing is, you got that fucking super spreader who was at some alpine ski resort. He managed to spread that to 11 people. And the worrying thing is now the virus seems to have taken on a new thing, which we'll get to later on in more detail, where a woman in China travelled without no symptoms and managed to infect them all, and there are 2 of them are in hospital with severe pneumonia.
Why did they let her travel?
No symptoms?
No symptoms?
She's Chinese!
Not everyone in China's infected yet.
The whole fucking place should be on lockdown. I don't care if I sound like that woman at fucking Question Time. The whole fucking place should be...
No, I actually kind of agree.
We should light a ring of fucking nuclear fire that surrounds its entire fucking border.
Alright then, most of the shit that we buy is from China. You won't be able to get it.
The Chinese economy is
One of them other
massively
shitholes will
suffering.
have a fucking boom, won't it, over the next 20 years then?
They haven't got the infrastructure, have they?
Maybe to China at one point. We'll get there.
Well, that's the thing. The
Alright,
Chinese...
maybe don't cut it off permanently.
I think it's to quarantine the people that are infected.
You need to quarantine the fucking country, mate. That's, you know...
Quarantine the country and use these mythical Google driverless trucks to get the shit in and out.
You know, there's volunteers who are taking the food into Wuhan.
In hazmat suits.
No, well, probably. They've probably got masks on. But this guy's like, well, we don't know if he'll be paid, but...
Got to eat, haven't they?
They've got to eat, and, you know, this is what a country does. It comes together when...
Must be frightening.
When there's crisis like this. And it is frightening. It's got to be fucking terrifying.
Come
there's
on,
a shortage
China.
of masks as well, though, as well.
Yeah.
Come on, China. You could stand tall against this virus. Well, you could stand.
Bet 5'5".
That was a racist joke.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that one of the ones you've drained on the net?
Because they're little.
Yeah. I got it, yeah. It's alright.
But it's disguised as
Yeah. It's okay.
being encouraging that we're done.
2 levels, I like it. More so than the other ones you've done, anyway.
You know. Fuck them. Nah, okay. I don't. Maybe not light a ring of nuclear fire around their border, but I wouldn't be letting people fly to visit relatives anyway. But fuck
Well, I
off.
checked at the airport. They checked the temperature.
Yeah.
Well,
But
do
obviously,
more
if
than
Ben
that.
said this one woman had no symptoms and it's mutated,
Yeah, that's it.
then we're in the shit.
Yeah, big time. And it'll be even more than the shit when the dead start coming back to life because of the coronavirus reanimating them.
What I did see, I don't know if it's true, but apparently the hospital in Wuhan, the symbol was the umbrella symbol.
Oh, from, Resident Evil,
Yeah.
the Umbrella Corporation.
But instead of red, it was green, but it was the same design.
The Illuminati just fucking with us at this level.
It's got to be on it.
Do you want to know what our government's saying?
Go on then. What's
Because-
Boris
Well,
saying?
I put coronavirus into Twitter to see what the top is at the top, what's trending, and the first thing at the top was like, know the facts. Click here. So I did, and it sent me to .gov.uk, which is our government website. Latest information and advice. And the situation in the UK. The 23rd of February, a total of 6,324 people have been tested in the UK, of which 6,315 were confirmed negative and 9 positive.
Yeah, that ties up with what I got.
These figures do not yet include the confirmed cases from the Diamond Princess cruise ship. The Department of Health and Social Care will be publishing updated data on this page every day at 2 p.m. until further notice. Risk level. Based on the World Health Organization's declaration that this is a public health emergency of international concern, the UK chief medical officers have raised the risk to the public from low to moderate.
Oh, that's comforting in a way.
This permits the government to plan for all eventualities. The risk to individuals remains low. We have been working in close collaboration with international colleagues and the World Health Organization to monitor the situation in China and around the world. Then there's advice for returning travellers, some regulations have been put into place, and that's it. Some advice for travellers. Do you want to hear what it says for travellers from Wuhan?
Don't come here.
Just out of curiosity. If you've travelled from Wuhan to Hubei, you fucking son of a bitch, no, province, in the last 14 days, you should immediately stay indoors and avoid contact with other people as you would with the flu. Call NHS 111 to inform them of your recent travel to the area.
Yes, we all received that as a text message, didn't we, from my doctors?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So last little bit then, this is a summary of the action taken by our government. We have introduced advanced monitoring at airports with direct flights from China. A team of public health experts has been established in Heathrow to support anyone travelling in from China who feels unwell. These hubs will bring in rotational teams of 7 clinicians working in shifts who will be on hand to support patients on arrival. This in addition to medical staff who are already permanently in place at all UK airports and the advice issued to all UK airports for people travelling to and from China. The government has issued clinical guidance for the detection and diagnosis of coronavirus and infection prevention and control. The Chief Medical Officer has issued advice via central alerting system to alert frontline staff to increase awareness on the situation and any actions to take. Most people
stop the spread, innit?
Yeah, this is the last paragraph here. Most people who develop symptoms will get them after leaving the airport, and so the priority is providing UK residents and travellers with the latest information to make sure they know what to do if they experience symptoms, and the NHS and the PHE have an established plan to respond to someone who becomes unwell.
And with airports now, I mean, it can just spread around the world in,
Of course it can.
in hours, can't it?
In a way that any virus could never spread before.
Yeah.
We could be talking... I mean, the kill percentage of this is not that high at the moment.
0.5%, is it?
Yeah. But it gets higher, doesn't it? This thing can
It
mutate
can
further.
get worse, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Spanish flu.
Yeah, I've got a list of the top 10 pandemics in history.
50 million
Yeah.
killed
What
worldwide.
about that for 50 million or?
10 million in India alone. And the life expectancy in the UK dropped by 7 years.
Wow.
Here's an interesting little tidbit. Speaking of when I joked about cutting them off and you said, well, we buy a lot of shit from there. I don't know who this dude is or where his sources are from, but he's tweeting that with the coronavirus, India is expecting a major impact on imports and exports in various industries, including pharmaceuticals, electronics, mobiles and auto parts. Goods from China worth 90.4 billion to India also account for 14.63% of the exports.
Yep.
Chinese make a lot of stuff.
Chinese have
Well,
lost
that's why
billions.
everyone's panic buying in Italy then.
They've lost billions, the Chinese.
Yeah, the economy's just... Because no one can go to work.
Yeah.
You know.
This is the system we have, and now it's going to affect everybody now. All around the world, you're going to start having knock-on effects.
Shit. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
last little thing I'll read, this is what's kicking off in Italy, because I hadn't seen the fucking news today. So 3 people have died in Italy, and the headline says, from Guardian.com, Italy imposes draconian rules to stop spread of coronavirus.
I think you've got to though, haven't you? If something can be this deadly and spread this fast, you've got to just clamp down and say, you know what, it might be have to sacrifice the needs of the few for the needs
Yeah,
of the
but like
many.
I said, the world economy could crash again. And that's going to make millions of people on the fringes. They're going to be starving.
Well, if you lose your job, you're only fucking a couple of paychecks away from fucking being homeless, aren't you? Let's face it.
That's in this country. What about in India?
Yeah.
People just hanging on there.
That's it, yeah.
Mass starvation, mate.
Mm.
This is why our economy linked to fucking GDP and growth is insane.
Well, it's not going to help, is it? I mean, no, it's just... The thing is, the Chinese economy is going down because people can't go to work. I love it that then inform the NHS, stay indoors, but first paint a massive red cross on your door and then go inside and call the NHS.
I think the worst thing that's happened though, I'm just reading here, I hope this doesn't upset you too much guys, but Milan Fashion Week been affected.
Oh no.
Giorgio Armani, whose show was scheduled for 4 p.m. on Sunday afternoon, announced on Saturday night the guests should not come to the venue. Instead, the collection would be shown to an empty room. Oh.
So the models are okay to go.
Poor old Giorgio.
I know, when he says the collection is shown...
But they've done so much coke.
Yeah.
There's no fucking virus getting through them fucking nostrils. There's no fucking nothing left in there. Well.
Obviously, with anything like this, conspiracy theories abound. And we're going to go through a few of them now.
Other popular theories include that the virus is actually a bioweapon that escaped from a secure lab at Wuhan Institute of Virology, citing a former Israeli intelligence officer who himself admits that there is no evidence to back such a theory. Then there's the idea that a husband and wife spy team of scientists stole the coronavirus from Canada's National Microbiology Laboratory. A virologist was suspended following a policy breach, but the report theorists reckon being a Chinese spy or ever illicitly sending a virus to China. Many felt that the virus was somehow a cover-up or a plot, claiming that the disease was not new at all based on a variety of alleged proofs, a vaccine patent or a coronavirus. Labels on cleaning products like Clorox and Lysol claiming to be able to kill it. In both cases, theorists overlooked or didn't understand that coronavirus is a category of viruses, not a single sickness. The one spreading across the globe now is called 2019 nCoV, and unfortunately can't be treated with any known vaccine or Lysol. Of course, not everyone is preoccupied with the disease's origins. There's also a lot of dubious and even dangerous misinformation about how to treat coronavirus or prevent getting it. These notions range from bizarre yet mundane bits of advice, like avoiding spicy food and cold foods, to suggestions so awful they sound like they came straight from 4chan, like drinking bleach.
I've heard of that.
Oh, fucking
present
hell.
Some people think drinking bleach is going to kill the virus.
Fuck me.
And those people deserve everything that follows from drinking it, don't they, really?
This is why education is so important, for fuck's sake.
Don't get your advice from 4chan
Darwin.
or Reddit. Go to an official source in this
Like
scenario.
us.
Like us!
Get all your medical advice from us.
I think we missed the... well, we didn't read the start of this article, but all it basically said that before we get a bit any further into this, that so they're conspiring about how it got out, and then like the main other conspiracies are around whether it was man-made or not, whether it was spread by people eating bats and things like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of misinformation that's basically sort of just poorly concealed racism.
And funny memes, like I saw one that had like some serious like do's and don'ts, and at the bottom of the don'ts was don't have sex with farmyard animals.
Present WHO's only recommendations for coronavirus infection prevention: thoroughly cooking any animal products you consume, practicing good hygiene, and keeping a meter between yourself and anyone who appears sick. The virus may be new, but the kind of conspiracy theories and misinformation that have come to surround it are not. This falls into a pattern we see over and over again whenever there is a new disease or disaster, says Joseph Osinski or something like that, author of American Conspiracy. In times of crisis, a combination of heightened emotions and lack of information combine to create the perfect petri dishes for conspiracy theories. Fearful minds. Conspiracy theories and apparently coronavirus phishing scams promote answers and explanations people desperately want. Oh, sorry.
Promise answers.
Promise answers and explanations people desperately want, but can't find through normal factual means. Conspiracy theories in this space of disaster and epidemic get really intense and really serious quickly, says Brian Houston, who researches disaster-related mental health and communication. It's a very specific field.
It is.
They are so easy to spread because these events are existential. They kill. And not in the way that cars or sharks do either. Coronavirus is scientifically more terrifying. The literature says that these things that tend to scare us the most are risks we can't observe, and risks that are new and not understandable, Houston adds. That describes this new coronavirus to a T. On top of how scary the coronavirus is, the information ecosystem that its conspiracy theories have infected is ill-equipped to combat them, not in the dull, the internet is evil sort of way either. People have been receiving bad information during public health emergencies for almost as long as there have been public health emergencies. It's not necessarily the internet's fault or pinballing that info around. If anything, there's a bit of a silver lining. The internet, indeed this very story, can help provide more accurate details. People tend to blame the internet for the conspiracy theories, but rumours spread quite easily before the internet, that fella said. Just because a conspiracy theory can travel instantaneously across the internet does not mean that anyone who sees it is going to believe in it. That doesn't mean the web is totally innocent though. The political context online has definitely played a role in response to this disease. In US-centric parts of the internet, people have been stoking xenophobia and fear of globalism for years, and specific anti-Chinese sentiment has been rising along with tariffs on imports from the country. It doesn't help that the Chinese government is providing little transparency into the events unfolding, and that the internet in China is largely cordoned off, either by firewall or language barrier. As a result, many of the conspiracy theories surrounding the coronavirus have been misinterpretations, willful or otherwise, of unrelatedly posted to Chinese platforms like Weibo or WeChat, with Weibo's like the Chinese YouTube, which most Americans will likely never visit, much less understand. As the misinformation about coronavirus has spread, tech companies have been trying to return the focus to the truth. Facebook has pledged to remove content spreading false claims about the virus. Twitter has issued permanent suspensions to organisations like Zero Hedge for spreading conspiracy theories, and has released a new feature in affected countries that privileges authoritative information in search. TikTok has reportedly committed to removing misinformation and is encouraging users to verify information with WHO when they search for coronavirus content. Still, these measures may not be enough to stake people's need for answers. Misinformation comes into the world fully formed, says Houston. Real information is slow. Trouble is, in situations like a disease outbreak that could become a global pandemic, no one wants the only advice worth giving. Wait.
I guess so.
So yeah, it's basically the same conspiracies that you always get, although I think there's a little bit of difference with this one in that knowing what that lab does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I don't know where Ebola started.
Well, it's still a bit dodgy with Ebola. You told me that they figured out where they come from. Where it come from?
Bats, didn't it?
Bats.
Again! Wipe them out. I hate bats.
You see, bats carry a lot of viruses, but they don't get affected by them.
Why are they protected? In this country, if you found a bat in a barn and you spaffed it with a cricket bat, I think you get in trouble.
A bat with a cricket bat. Well, that's almost. It's almost it. Yeah. Yeah.
But if they're carrying like the next zombie plague,
Which they could be.
maybe we should all.
We need bats so they're part of the ecosystem.
What do they eat?
Insects.
Insects.
Something
Moths.
else will step up.
It's evolution.
That's
It's
exactly
evolution,
that's how it works. Evolution, baby. We wipe out the horrible bats. I'll start getting creeped out. Because do you know that there's one that comes to our garden? I may have told you before, and I'm that scared of it that I have to hide inside, desperately waiting for it to stop flying around so I can go out with a fag. Because I think it's going to fly into my head. Because it freaks me the fuck out. Leona thinks it's cute, and we're lucky to have a bat that comes back.
Yeah, bats fly past this window at night.
Shoot 'em. And I think I'm justified in saying it now. That
If you can hit a bat, mate, I'm fucking impressed.
In the dark.
In the dark. That's.
well,
You got
I'd
night vision
need-
goggles.
I'd need night vision, yeah, as I
Yeah.
was saying.
This is a shotgun you might have to bring it down.
Imagine Gaz just waiting in front of
Lot
the
of
cave.
speed, just for
Just as the
hours.
dawn's coming, just waiting for the bats to come back with a shotgun and a cricket bat.
Night vision goggles on them.
I'm too scared of them. They creep me out. They really creep me out. Fucking big long finger wings. Are they fingers or are they wings? They can't be both.
Of the cave.
Oh, they make me want to puke. I fucking hate bats.
We're Batman.
I like him, but he's not like, you know what I mean? He's not
Well,
like
then
Batman, is he?
his
It's
Yeah,
different
whole-
if he was a bat.
that's what I mean, yeah. If he was like
6
half
foot
bat,
bat.
yeah, then he wouldn't be quite as cool, would he?
Well, the thing is, you're a bit like Bruce Wayne in a way, because obviously he was afraid of the bats.
Well, yeah.
That's it. So his fear of bats
I'm
inspired
gonna
him to
save
strike
us-
that same fear into his
And
enemies.
I'll save us from the next disease by killing all the bats.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to get murdered by eco-terrorists, aren't I, Peter?
I think Greta will shank you in the kidneys with
She
a
could
homemade fucking shiv.
Oh, don't start it. I would slap the shit out of her.
You're there.
There's no way she could shiv me.
You're there.
No.
Let me set the scene. Let me set the scene.
Well
You're-
done, you can beat up a 16-year-old
Yeah,
girl.
exactly.
Are you ever
It's
taking the
just
quiz on
facts.
what?
Facts don't. What did that bitch say on Question Time? Facts don't care about your feelings. Is that the right way
I
around?
have no idea.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just facts. I don't think I'm big and hard because I could beat her up. He's saying she'd shiv me.
No,
I'm saying
I was gonna set
she'd-
the scene.
Like, I'd knock her
I know,
fucking
I know.
teeth out.
I was gonna set the
Easy.
scene. Let me set the scene. Right, you're there at this like massive event.
Pow! Teeth come out. Fucked.
No,
Oh,
you're there at this massive event, and the world is thanking you for killing all the bats. They're giving you a big medal and a big check,
Oh yeah.
right? And then just comes running up from behind. You're at the podium making your acceptance speech. She just comes running up from behind. She's snuck in, she's only a little, and she's into the back
With what?
with a homemade shiv.
What's it made from? A broken
Steel.
bottle.
No, it's made from it's made from a spoon. It's going into your kidneys. Into your
Why don't you
kidneys.
just pick up a knife instead of fashioning a spoon into a knife?
Because she's eco-friendly, guys.
Okay.
Am I?
What's that got to do with eco-friendly?
Well, she's reusing, recycling.
Okay, you've set the scene.
Right.
And I'll just say before I tell you what was logically happened following what you've just set up, that I don't think, I'm hard for what's about to happen. It's just factual information. So she's just stabbed me from behind.
Yeah. Repeatedly into the kidney.
She'd only get away with one before I turn round, innit? I'm not going to stand there going, something strange is happening behind me.
Oh, my kidney.
I appear to be getting repeatedly stabbed. She's going to get me once, Ben.
Alright, so he once.
Then I'm
She
going to
gets the
turn.
spine.
Maybe twice.
Then I'm going to turn, right? And I'm going to look, and I'm going to realise who it is and what's happening, right?
Yeah.
She's a 16-year-old girl, mate. I'm not
Yeah.
the hardest man in the
With
world,
pigtails.
but I'm not made of glass. One absolutely swift and brutal rear elbow smash to the centre of her face.
Yeah.
Just imagine it. It's just going to implode like a pumpkin.
What if she knows it's a suicide mission?
And I'll
So
try.
she's jacked herself up on crystal meth?
I'll drop to the floor then and bleed out. But as I'm lying there bleeding out with my medal around me, I'll watch her sink to the floor and slump to her death. And I'll be fine.
You're gonna kill her with a single elbow.
Oh, yeah. It's all going to go in. Yeah, she's going to have bits of her nose in her brain.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I'm not going to tickle her with it. She's just stabbed me, Ben.
How much force can
She's
you...
just stabbed me.
Yeah, I guess so. You know that. What the fuck?
I don't need to generate that much force. She is made out of wokeness. Pure wokeness.
Gaz is
And
the
that
anti-woke.
is as flimsy as the fucking shit it's written on. Right?
The Gaminator.
No, not racist.
No?
Not racist. Not homophobic.
No.
Just don't like woke people. Ideological fascists. Children. Fuck them. Fuck them.
Back to the virus.
They stab me, they'll get fucking slapped silly.
Slapped silly.
I'm telling you. Try it, Greta. Try and stab me.
Oh man, what if the last thing you hear, like you're bleeding out, last words
How
to you
dare
are
you.
like, how dare you? And then she dies, and
I'll
that's the
say-
last thing you hear.
No. Then I will say, I just did, bitch. I just dead. No, look, obviously I don't want to physically fight Greta Thunberg, but if I did, those pigtails would...
You'd win, yeah.
Those pigtails would be a tactical misstep on her part.
They would.
They would become handles for knee smashes.
Actually, having long hair in any combat situation is not advised.
Yeah, I'd shave my head the night before the bout. Do you think I'd get respect on the world stage if I fought Greta in the cage?
In a cage match.
To be fair, I'm out of shape, nearly 40 something. I'm going to get out of breath walking up the steps to the cage. She's young
You've
and
trained
virile.
before, aren't you?
Look who you're talking to. Anyway, come on, let's go back to the virus.
So don't buy China's story. This is from the New York Post. Coronavirus may have leaked from a lab. This is the one that I tend to go for if we're going to talk about conspiracy theories rather than just a natural mutation of a virus. So, at an emergency meeting in Beijing held last Friday, Chinese leader Xi Jinping spoke about the need to contain the coronavirus and set up a system to prevent similar epidemics in the future. A national system to control biosecurity risks must be put in place to protect the people's health, Xi said, because lab safety is a national security issue. Xi didn't actually admit that the coronavirus, now devastating large swathes of China, had escaped from one of the country's bio-research labs, but the very next day, evidence emerged suggesting that this is exactly what happened as the Chinese Ministry of Science and Technology released a new directive entitled, quote, Instructions on Strengthening Biosecurity Management in Microbiology Labs that Handle Advanced Viruses like the novel coronavirus, end quote. Yeah. It sure sounds like China has a problem keeping dangerous pathogens in test tubes where they belong, doesn't it? And just how many microbiology labs are there in China that handle advanced viruses like the novel coronavirus?
I bet a lot.
Probably yes.
And this country as well.
Mate, the stuff that is being looked into, besides considering it's illegal to use germ warfare, every fucker's got it. Because it can be really cheap and simple to do.
Yeah, and if the other fucker's got it...
And if the other fucker's got it, you want it.
Exactly. Arms race, isn't it?
And I will guarantee you, I would say that I would put money on the fact that they've figured out how to get Ebola to be airborne. I would guarantee you that, because it is one of the most deadly viruses ever, and the only thing that stops it spreading is the fact it kills you so damn quick, and the only way to spread it is through bodily fluids. So like by people, as they tend to die from Ebola, tend to vomit blood everywhere. And that's how it spreads. You get that in you get that on you. You could be very.
What would you do if you found yourself in Africa?
Yeah.
You walk around the corner and some really ill person just vomited blood in your face.
Well, first of all, I'd kill them.
You kill them?
Yep.
How would you kill them?
I just punch them to death. Yeah.
You motherfucker!
I just punch them to death because I know I've got 24 to 40 in case I would never go to Africa.
What a fucking stupid.
Certainly not to an Ebola.
Africa, you giant continent made up of many, many individual countries, but I don't fancy any of them.
No.
I'm equally offending the entire continent. I don't fancy any of it. None of it appeals to me. Not because of race.
I suppose maybe the northern bit. I might go to Tunisia on holiday.
Nah, I got no interest in it. It's all too hot. It's all too...
I usually get our listeners to chip in to send Gaz to Africa.
I wouldn't go.
Let's send Gaz to Africa to find a hidden city with a sign language speaking gorilla.
I wouldn't go. Fuck Africa.
Fund the expedition, man!
Let's bring in that Congo with Gaz.
Fuck Africa. I'd go somewhere like anywhere else. No, that's not true. It has to be somewhere with a climate similar to our own, comparable, not too hot.
So you wouldn't go
like
to
Milan in December.
Right, so
It's just foggy
Spain
and
in the
wet.
winter, yeah.
Yeah.
Though I went to Cyprus in October a few years back and it was still 28 degrees at its
alright.
peak.
I don't mind a bit of sun. But
25 to
European
30 is nice.
I don't want no African sun.
You don't want anything other than that.
I don't want Africa. I don't want India. I could have had the opportunity to go to India. All I had to do was pay for the flight. I could have had 3 weeks out there, free board, everything, but
Well,
I don't want to. Too hot. Too hot, way too hot. And my other English friend went and I regretted it when he came back because he had the time of his life, like a life-changing trip, which it would have been for me too, but it's too fucking hot. It's too fucking hot.
For 3 weeks, Gaz?
I've got no fucking interest in being that hot. No cultural experience.
Was it at the height of summer?
I think so, yeah, in August. I don't even
God,
know
what
if that
would
is
it be
Indian
then?
summer.
You'd be looking at Indian subcontinent, 30 to 40 degrees, hot,
No interest.
maybe a little bit hotter, maybe hotter than that.
No interest.
And
in
then
being
you've got
that
the
hot.
humidity to take into account.
No cultural experience is worth being that hot, in my opinion. I got a TV.
I can watch it.
Get yourself a handheld fan.
Yeah!
Oh, and a big
Have-
white suit.
Ostrich feather in your
Yeah.
pith helmet, strutting around
Hey,
with
some
golden
local-
epaulets.
Pay some locals too.
Fan you,
Fan you
yeah.
with a-
Pay some street urchins to
Some
fan
leaves.
you.
Yeah, and then they steal my wallet with the other hand. Hey!
You could hire an armed guard.
No. So no, I have no interest in being hot. It's not a race thing, it's not a culture thing. I'm very interested in other cultures, but I like it when they come to me and I can experience them.
In a safe environment.
Yeah, well, I'm not hot.
So it turns out that in all of China, there's only one. And this one is located in the Chinese city of Wuhan, that just happens to be the epicenter of the epidemic. That's right, China's only level 4 microbiology lab that is equipped to handle deadly coronaviruses, called the National Biosafety Laboratory, is part of the Wuhan Institute of Virology. What's more, the People's Liberation Army top experts, so the Chinese army is a million Chinese soldiers. This guy is the top expert in biological warfare, a Major General Chen Wei, was dispatched to Wuhan at the end of January to help with the effort to contain the outbreak. Now that, in a way, is a sensible option. This guy's your top biological warfare guy. He knows all the shit. So he's the guy, if there was a pandemic, I suppose, like this, could be, he's the guy, right, if I have to shoot everybody to fucking stop it, then I will. I'm going to quarantine, I'm going to put this in place, I'm going to put that in place, martial law, and the final resort is just basically fucking firebombing the city.
Turn it to glass.
Turn it to glass. The nuclear destruction of said city. As a last resort. the ultimate last resort.
Obviously.
It's got to be, hasn't it? In a way.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
There you go. What's 11 million people against 7 billion?
Especially Chinese. That's a joke. Absolute joke.
So according to the PLA Daily, so People's Liberation Army Daily, General Chen has been researching coronaviruses since the SARS outbreak of 2003, as well as Ebola and anthrax. This would not be her first trip, sorry, I misgendered her, to the Wuhan Institute of Virology either, since it's only one of 2 bioweapons research labs in all of China. Does that suggest to you that the novel coronavirus, now known as SARS-CoV-2, may have escaped from that very lab, and that General Chen's job is to try and put the genie back in the bottle, as it were?
This is all strenuously denied.
What it's going to be, isn't it? Add to this China's history of similar incidents, even the deadly SARS virus has escaped twice from the Beijing lab where it was and probably is being used in experiments. Both man-made epidemics were quickly contained, but neither would have happened at all if proper safety precautions had been taken.
That's the problem, isn't it?
And this is the kicker. Let me read this last paragraph. And then there's this little-known fact. Some Chinese researchers are in the habit of selling their laboratory animals to street vendors after they've experimenting on them.
For fuck's sake.
Instead of properly disposing of infected animals by cremation, as the law requires, they sell them on the side to make a little extra cash.
You get 20 quid for that.
Or in some cases, a lot of extra cash. One Beijing researcher, now in jail, made $1 million selling his monkeys and rats on the live animal market, where they eventually wound up in someone's stomach.
AIDS-ridden monkeys.
Jesus.
Wow. So, there you go.
Man has done quite a few terrible things in the name of making a quick buck, haven't they?
You certainly have.
Yeah, we did some awesome stuff too.
We've done a lot of awesome stuff.
So-
We've done a lot of bad stuff. Probably balances out in a way, maybe.
Yeah. Alright.
Not too bad.
Fuck it, we're a virus, we need to be eradicated.
Alright, Agent Smith.
Well, did you hear that guy on one of the most recent Joe Rogans? He was a physicist. I think he's a physicist. He was an author, and Joe read some of his books, that's why he had him on. Anyway, and he was saying something about he doesn't think that aliens will have any interest in us. Aliens that have got the technology to observe us will have no interest in us the same way that, like, we've got no interest in an ant.
Yeah.
What an ant's up to. And Joe Rogan disagreed with him and was like, no man, don't you think they'd be fascinated? Like, these monkeys have got thermonuclear devices, and the physicist guy stuck to his guns, and he was like, no, I think they're out there, but I don't think they've got any fucking interest in us whatsoever. I think we're just like so far behind them, we're ants.
I don't know, man.
And then Rogan disagreed strenuously.
I'm with Rogan. I mean, if you're looking for life is so rare in the universe, we haven't come across it yet. I know we
Because
haven't
they all
looked
might
for
be
very
so
long.
much better than us. Like, so much better than us.
Of course you've come across it. There's Vrilly, there's the Greys, there's
None of them hung around though, did
there's
they?
the guys from, what's it called, Planet X?
Do you think, alright then, in this isn't spoilers, I'll do it without spoilers, but in like most recent episode of Picard, they go to a place called Free Cloud, which is like a place where the Federation's not in charge, there's no laws, it's a free-for-all. And it's
It's like that place in Guardians of the Galaxy, that big celestial
yeah,
skull.
it's kind of, it's more like a bit Blade Runner, just like a seedy, gambling,
Alright.
crime-infested, like, it's where you go to have a good time. It's like, you know, notorious shithole of the universe, but you can gamble there and buy guns and fuck, probably, I don't know. Maybe Earth's like that, maybe all the other planets are so advanced that nothing happens there. It's boring. It's like Gene Roddenberry's Wet Dream. They're all so fucking intelligent. They're like celestial beings. There's no drama ever, no war, no arguments. They don't bother speaking anymore. They communicate telepathically.
Sounds bliss.
No music.
No music?
There's no need to speak. They think it, imagine it. It's all bullshit. It's boring. It's crap. It's all white, all one colour. I think they come to Earth for some fucking cocaine off the arse of a hooker. And some abandoned car park in Detroit. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe Earth's the... I don't know how we got into that. I'm fine.
So yeah, do you think it's a possibility this did leak? I do. It's a massive possibility. But a smell of Chernobyl, haven't we? Communist government, desperately being afraid of being embarrassed, is in real danger of becoming embarrassed.
Could be.
What if this thing is bigger than they're letting on? I mean, apparently Chernobyl only killed 30 odd people. This thing could have killed a lot more than they're letting on. I mean, the doctor who fucking discovered it and broke it to the world died of it, allegedly. You can't tell me they didn't fucking get their little revenge on him and fucking make sure he fucking died.
I think it's the CIA.
CIA?
I think it... I don't believe the conspiracy that it was let out maliciously.
No, I think it might have escaped.
I think it's escaped through just like negligence.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. And they're way too proud culturally. Well, no country would, even our country would lie about it.
Of course it would.
Our government would lie, definitely. Any government would, I think. But I think even more so China's like, no, we're not going to be embarrassed.
It's like Chernobyl. Exactly like Chernobyl.
Yeah. And they're not exactly the type to open up, are they? And be like, yes, the rest of the world, come help.
Yeah.
Give us your resources and help. I mean, I don't know. Are they accepting help? Do they need it?
I don't think so at the moment. I don't know if anyone's offered to help. I mean, everyone's just kind of sort of pairing themselves, aren't they?
I'm surprised.
Oh, I think that UN aid, possibly.
I'm surprised Donald hasn't come up with some like.
Well, Donald.
We should pour penicillin from helicopters.
Donald says,
Oh God.
don't worry, it'll be over by April. It'll get hotter. These things kill viruses off. He provided no scientific explanation. Just
It's like
that was
an
his-
old wives' tale.
Yeah, don't worry.
Well,
When it gets
be
hotter,
honest.
viruses die off.
Thing is though, you do get more colds in winter, don't you, than summer?
I've had summer colds.
I get summer colds too, but they tend to be more common, don't they, around winter time? So
Yeah.
maybe, Donny baby. All I'm saying, China, is if you really need some help, Donald's got a few nukes that might come in useful.
They've got their own, mate. They've got a lot of their own. They don't need Donald's.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it won't come to nuclear war. But you never know.
Hey, these things can happen. Look at that Nazi becoming Pope.
That's capitalism.
That's capitalism.
You can't blame capitalism for this.
The Chinese are weird, though, aren't they? Because they're communist in name, but capitalism in nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're state authoritarianism, aren't they?
Yeah, but you can still make a lot of money if you're a private businessman.
Legends.
They are very straightforward people, so I do believe they would honestly just like mass graves, burnings, shootings. You're just like, well, we're not going to be embarrassed. No one knows what's going on here.
I did read a thread on Reddit that claimed to have found evidence that there were some big fires outside a city somewhere in...
Yeah, I read that one. Mass graves.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't trust anything any government says, let's face it, unless it's something really basic. But I certainly don't trust the Chinese government, the same as I wouldn't trust the Soviet government or our own government. But they don't want to be embarrassed, do they? This thing could have escaped. It
Could have done.
been...
I think it's more likely it's just natural, but it could have done.
Mate, if they're selling their fucking monkeys when they've
That's
finished
it.
their fucking...
experimenting on them.
Yeah, it came from the market, but we know why, don't we? Because where was the fucking market trader buying his fucking
No, well,
meat?
I'm just saying it, you know, the animals came in contact with wild bats, spread that way.
Well, maybe it did, but the thing that if they're selling their researchers, it's one of the two top microbiology virology labs in the
It could
country.
well be that.
And they're making bioweapons.
Plus there's previous.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't realise SARS escaped. I didn't know that.
No, not the SARS that went around the world, I don't think.
But
They
there was
admitted
an
to
outbreak.
two other ones that were contained.
Right. But still, some fucker let it
Yeah,
out of
it's
it.
fucking horrific, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not laughing, it's not funny, but it is funny. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know it wasn't in England, but I'm just imagining, you know, imagine any workplace where people slack, no matter what line of work
Now
it is.
imagine someone suicidal. Instead of taking a gun into work, they release a virus.
Well, even worse than suicidal, just negligent and thick. They didn't
Oh,
wash their
that as
hands
well,
right
yeah.
or something as
Yeah.
simple as that, something as
But
daft
as we mentioned earlier, even really intelligent people fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing's
I tell my
100%
boss that
risk-free,
all
is
the
it?
time. Even geniuses like me make mistakes.
There you go.
Man's coronavirus joke in Moscow metro goes wrong. He faces 5 years in jail.
Fucking hell.
As the virus outbreaks sparks concerns globally, a prankster has come under fire for imitating the symptoms of the virus as a joke while travelling on a metro and causing a public panic. The man was arrested by Russian authorities and now faces 5 years jail time.
Fucking hell, that's a bit hard.
That is slightly harsh.
They don't fuck about it.
They don't, do they?
I mean, it's quite funny imagining him. He must have been so pleased with himself when the train carriage started clearing out like a movie.
Yeah.
People panicking, screaming. And then when the police came, he probably thought, oh, I didn't expect this. But then as things progressed, and sorry, what? How many years?
Yeah, 5 years in a Russian prison.
What? He probably had a normal job or something, it might say.
Hooliganism, 5 years.
Wow.
He was seen collapsed on the floor having a seizure as his friends announced to travellers he has the coronavirus.
Fuck.
Russian humour for you. It will be hilarious. You pretend to be dying from the disease.
According to the man's lawyer, he apparently pulled off the prank to raise awareness about the disease.
Of course he's going to say that, isn't he? Of course he's going to say that.
To be fair, of all the spin you could put on it, that's probably the best.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
I thought it would be funny, you know? Make people scared, think they're gonna die, you know?
That was a little bit Italian there towards the end.
It's all European, isn't it?
Yeah. We're all one continent, Gaz.
We're not anymore.
No. Some of us are.
Are we still European? We're just not in the European Union.
You know our blue passports? They were like everyone's so proud of getting back.
Do I have to send in my red?
No, it's when it expires. But they're starting to issue them from March. The blue passport.
Couldn't get
And
that. Fuck.
best of it is, they're made by a Dutch-French company in Poland.
Of course.
They couldn't even give it to a British company to make.
Of course, they're
Brilliant.
too expensive, mate.
Fucking hell, it's ridiculous.
Because we make the best shit. We just don't make it for ourselves because we can't afford ourselves. Other people pay us to do shit.
It's true, isn't it?
Really specialist, high-end shit, and in most cases, but there's not enough of that, is there? Because we are pretty good, you know. We like to shit on ourselves, but we do make some fucking some good shit. Land Rovers, we make them.
Yeah, but it's not owned by Britain, is
My
it?
brother make them. That's my thing. I'm saying it doesn't benefit us. It's like all being shipped off elsewhere and whatever. But like some people have good jobs.
Well, they do,
Making good British shit.
I think, personally, it was released accidentally. I think that it's man-made, and maybe it's the NWO culling us off to creating panic to form a united world government.
No, if they did it, it would be like the Ebola thing, airborne. They wouldn't mess about.
They only kill too many of us off.
They wouldn't mess about.
Eat
Would
your
they?
cattle.
I think it was the CIA.
Why the CIA?
I've been watching Snowfall. It's about the drug trade in LA.
So that is watching a drama is enough to convince you that this is the
Don't
actual
trust them.
CIA.
Nah, I'm joking. I think it's probably natural, but it could be an accidental leak.
Gaz?
Yeah, I'm sticking with it was negligence. I think that's quite likely. Or bats are evil. And they have an ulterior motive, because a lot of people I've found are shocked when I say I don't like bats and tell me that they're cute of all things.
Some of them can be.
Like dogs with wings, I've heard people say.
Really?
Little
Won't go that
puppies.
far. And they're
Furry
flying
little
rats at the
puppies.
end of the day, aren't
The
they?
owner thinks they're gorgeous. I hate the fuckers. So, and now I know they carry all this disease. So it's not like, the reason why these labs are full of bats, let me just get this straight, is not because like bats are a good thing to catch and inject with stuff, it's because they carry a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're immune.
And
They carry it, and they're immune to it. They've got very good immune system against viruses and things.
So that's not safe to have flying around. What if, imagine this, okay, is this beyond the realms of possibility? Let's say you're having a cigarette outside, but for some reason you're near a big shard of glass that's sticking up in the sky.
Right.
maybe it's just a window's broken or something. What I'm saying is,
Why would you leave a big shard of glass in the garden? though?
Just wait there. What I'm trying to set up is somehow a bat flies past it, cuts itself as it's flying past you. Bat blood splats into your innocent cigarette smoking face, into your eyeballs.
It doesn't have to be blood. It could be feces and urine.
So it shits in your eyes as well after it bleeds on you. And you could wake up with SARS, Ebola, AIDS.
Yep.
Kill all the bats. Is no one talking about this?
Because it's not a viable solution.
Excuse me.
You might form a bat resistance movement by mistake. They might take up arms against us. We have a human bat war.
Viable in what? Of course it's a viable solution, because if you kill all the bats, then all the virus will be dead.
But it isn't just bats, it's other animals as well.
Yeah, it's all the animals that Chinese scientists were selling.
Cats, dogs, pigs. I mean, cats and dogs are domesticated, so they're not likely to have viruses that we've not encountered.
I'm not going to go around killing cats and dogs, but bats.
We
Who
can
else
still,
did you
we
say?
can still get the flu, I think, can't we, off the cat?
Oh,
You get cat AIDS.
We get cat AIDS.
Stop sucking him off and you'll be alright.
It's the only pleasure I get.
What other animals have got SARS and all that?
Pigs.
Kill the pigs.
More pigs.
I'll live without bacon if it means no more dead people.
I'm
I'm a humanitarian at the end of the day.
I am not living without bacon.
You can have that fake veggie bacon.
No, don't want it.
The only way we can do it is to kill every animal on the planet,
That'll work, wouldn't it?
and then there'll be no more viruses that transmit from animals. There'll be no more animals.
We've solved it! It's fucking simple.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna... People are not going to be pleased.
No, basically we gas the planet, wipe out all life, come up a few years later.
No, not all life, humans. We want to keep
Yeah, well, obviously we'll be underground. When we come up a few years later, once the gas...
No, not gas.
You're going for like a Doctor Strangelove style cave system where you just keep fucking for like 50 years, repopulate the human race and then emerge.
I just want to reiterate, I am an animal lover. I just like to joke about spaffing things with cricket bats. Almost every episode it seems I want to kill an animal.
Stove its head in.
Yeah, but I do think the bats, we might have to sacrifice them if they're carrying this shit. Or stop putting them in labs and taking this stuff out of them and putting new stuff in them.
It's not just that,
Stop
it's like...
studying it and
our
shagging them.
animals, like cows and pigs and that, encroaching onto land which is inhabited by bats. Yeah, they'll eat the fruit off the trees, shit and piss in the pig pen. Pig will get bat flu, and then we'll get it off the pig.
So again, I reiterate, if you remove the bats from the scenario you've just described to me,
But you can
there's
still
no
get
problem.
pig viruses as well. We get swine flu.
But pigs don't bother me.
I like a micro pig as a pet actually.
Yeah, they haven't got finger wing things.
Chicken of the cave.
No, but they got viruses that can kill you just as quickly as bats.
Okay, the people of China, please. Oh, actually, I read today that that's conspiracy theory. They don't really eat that many bats. Somewhere they eat bats. In the places they do eat bats, just don't eat bats anymore. So, seriously, don't eat. Why would you eat a bat now that you know that?
But you can get it off a pig, so you can say don't eat a pig.
Don't sell the
but it's
fucking
not that common, is
research animals
Yeah,
to the
swine
fucking
flu.
market.
How many people get swine flu from eating bacon?
Well, I don't know the exact figure, but there was a swine flu outbreak in Mexico, wasn't there, a few years ago?
Mm.
Mexican swine flu.
Yeah,
That's
that
not
killed
from eating nice
a lot
cooked
more than
bacon, though.
this
Is it?
coronavirus has.
Isn't that from kissing
Kissing pigs. I got the swine flu. Why? Kissing too many pigs.
Player.
You can put the lipstick on the pig. Still a pig. What a pig.
Shall I run quickly through the top 10 pandemics you ever had in the world?
Go on then.
Yeah.
HIV and AIDS. Death
In 10.
10. 36 million dead so far. Flu pandemic of 1968. Death toll 1 million. Influenza. Hong Kong flu. Killed 15% of the population of Hong Kong.
Hang on. Hong Kong flu.
Oh! Oh, fantastic. 17 days it took to spread from Hong Kong to Singapore, Vietnam, then the Philippines, India, Australia, Europe and the United States. Low mortality rate, 5%, but it killed 15% of the 500,000 residents of Hong Kong.
Fuck.
Asian flu, 1956 to 1958, death toll 2 million. Influenza A, H2N2 subtype, so that's SARS, H2N2, isn't it?
Swine, I think.
Swine, yeah. One of them that was going to kill us all.
Could be.
Originated in China. 2 million dead. Flu pandemic in 1918. The big one, the Spanish flu. 20 to 50 million.
That's not top.
It's on top.
Wow.
Well, I don't think these are in order, to be
I was
fair.
going to say,
But it's just like the top 10.
50 million, that's not
Yeah. 500 million infected. 25 million deaths in the first 25 weeks alone.
When was
It's a
that?
million a week.
1918. Killed more than the war.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Yeah, but it was the Dark Ages then, wasn't it?
What separated...
It was in terms of hygiene and understanding of disease.
Well,
and
we'd only
spreading.
just discovered microbes, I suppose, back
There
then.
you go, see. We'd handle it now. We'd be on it.
Penicillin was
We'd
only
be on
just
it,
invented.
like a
No, that was
on it.
before the Second World War.
Oh, so no penicillin.
No penicillin.
Yeah.
See, we're better than that now.
What separated this pandemic from other influenza outbreaks was the victims. Where influenza had always previously only killed juveniles and the elderly or already weakened patients, it had begun striking down hardy and completely healthy young adults, while leaving children and those with weaker immune systems still alive.
Man. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. The sixth cholera pandemic, 1910 to 1911, 800,000 dead.
Maybe that was from
Middle
God.
East, North Africa, Eastern European and Russia.
The meek shall inherit the earth.
Huh?
If the people with weak immune systems.
No, that's not what meek used to mean back then.
Oh,
Does now.
what did it mean?
Used to
back then?
mean kind.
That's not true, is it? Bible's bollocks.
Imagine a heaven filled with the meat. Filled with
Kind
the meek.
people.
Everyone would get cold, all the food would get cold, while everyone handed each other cutlery. This is so kind.
Why would the meat get cold?
Well, the food would get cold, wouldn't it? Because they'd all be handing out the cutlery to each other. Oh, you first. No, you first. Oh, you have these. Yeah. Fuck the meek.
I'd be like, shut up, you cunts.
That's why you're going to hell.
Well,
So the flu pandemic of 1889 to 1890, 1 million dead. Asiatic or Russian flu, H2N2 again. Third cholera pandemic, 1852 to 1860, 1 million dead. The Black Death, 75 to 200 million dead.
That's number one then, isn't it?
it's a lot of black people.
It's not
now.
actually. Oh yeah, it is. If it's up to 200 million, if it's up to 200 million, then yes. But I know it was like a third of the population of Europe at the time. Which is a lot of people, let's face it. The Plague of Justinian, 541 to 542. 25 million dead, bubonic plague. In Constantinople, one of the centre of the world back in the day,
It was, yeah.
it was killing 5,000 people per day and killed 40% of the city's population.
But to my earlier point, back then people were like, do you know, Terence? I just can't work out how it's spreading.
Yeah, but remember that
Give us a kiss.
Back then it was,
the
yeah.
Byzantines, who were basically Romans, they were the eastern half of the Roman Empire that had survived. They'd have had aqueducts, they'd have had sanitation, they'd have had public bathing. Same
Well,
as...
they didn't know what a microbe was, though, did
No, they did not, but they still had pretty good sanitary and hygiene conditions. I mean,
but you
most
don't
of the sewers in this country are fucking Roman.
Mate, didn't somebody only work out to what some surgeon to wash your hands would stop spreading?
Yeah,
shit
it
in
did,
like
yeah.
19 something, wasn't it, or 18 something?
Possibly late 80s, something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, yeah, Romans might have been pretty advanced in some ways, but
No one believed him.
there's
They thought
no
he was
way.
mad.
Yeah, there's no way anyone knew there was invisible shit. That
Yeah,
why do we all get so sick? I don't know.
Yeah. He said it's invisible germs, and they said, you're mental.
Because they did.
Stop drinking the moonshine.
I would have told him to fuck off.
And it wasn't until
you need a
he
break.
went to different hospitals, and once he implemented the washing the hands, Noticed the down
And also remember...
spike in deaths. Everyone was like, oh, hang on a minute, maybe he might be onto something here.
And also remember the fact that they would wear the same clothes for surgery, so they're splattered with blood and pus as it is, dried on, and then they're performing the surgery. That doesn't help.
And the morgue.
That's why doctors wear white coats, so you know it's clean. They can, any blood or anything goes on it, instantly visible.
You don't want a boat of doctors.
You don't. Well, they wear hazmat suits, not white coats.
Not blood splattered.
Not blood splattered white coats, unless you're really unlucky and it's your first day and they have a suit for you.
And a splash back from the anal cream pie of a dead body.
Oh. Anal cream
in the
pie.
face.
Oh.
If you see that on a doctor's coat, all I'm saying is, I'm going to ask him to go politely, could you change that?
Change your scrubs, please, sir.
Yeah. And
Last
stay
one.
away from the morgue, you dirty twat. Jimmy.
Last one is the Antonine Plague of 165 AD, killed 5 million people, cause unknown. Also known as the Plague of Galen, the Antonine Plague was an ancient pandemic that affected
Plague of
Asian...
Gammon. Will you stop calling me a fucking gammon,
Gallon!
both of you?
Gallon!
Oh, sorry.
Though the true cause is still unknown, it might have been smallpox or measles. It went through Asia Minor, Egypt, Greece and Italy. The unknown disease was brought back to Rome by soldiers returning from Mesopotamia around 165 AD. Unknowingly, they had spread a disease that would end up killing over 5 million people, decimating the Roman army.
Wow. Fucking Romans. I don't know what my problem is with the Romans.
What they've ever done for us, eh?
Wow. The roads are pretty straight, aren't they? I love a Roman road.
Yeah, got over Roman road.
Weird news.
Weird news.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
So let's end on some weird news, and we've got fucked up facts to finish. What's up first for this last batch? Jealous wife locks chastity device on sleeping husband's privates, and hospital has to remove it with a bandsaw. Oh!
Jesus.
I put a crimp in your day.
It certainly does. A Ukrainian man with what's hopefully soon to be a crazy ex-wife found himself going under the circular saw after said lunatic spouse affixed a chastity nut to his penis while he was sleeping.
What do you do, Gaz? Woke up and Leona had done that to you?
Well, I'd do what he did up to the point of going to the hospital, but then when they start talking about the circular saw, I say, leave it on. I'll learn to live with it.
You can't ever have sex again.
Well, if that operation goes wrong, it could be a lot worse.
Well, you trust the surgeon to be...
Do you? With a bone saw?
Well, I can't use
Bone
it again.
saw?
I can't use it again anyway. It's in a chastity device. So it's a 50-50, isn't it?
Well, she
So
obviously-
because it's stuck in the fucking thing, then
Yeah, of course you'd have the operation.
you have the operation. Unless she's got the key or just wouldn't give it back.
That's what I'm saying.
Surely there's got to be a key to
If
it.
she wanted it on you to keep it, like, she wanted it on you, I say, okay, love, I'll keep it. If it makes you happy, I'll wear it. And try and sort of out nicer, kind of just act normal. Like, okay, that's fine.
You
I'll
mean
walk around,
the sub in the dom sub
carry on,
chastity
and then
relationship?
eventually she's going to want to have a shag, isn't she?
She is.
So she'll have to give you the key then. She takes it off. The second it comes off.
You squirt. The second it comes off, you bust your nut.
No.
It could be like, what if she does to test you? And you're there in your chastity thing, right?
I'd figure out a way to wank in my chastity. You think that's going to stop me? A fucking chastity belt going to stop me from wanking?
Well, that is the point of them, mate. It's
Well, no chastity belt's ever been designed that could withhold my desire
It basically-
to play with
a
myself.
male chastity will prevent you from becoming erect. There is like literally, it's like a little steel cage around your dick.
I would find a way.
You can't get
I'd
erect.
evolve. My dick would change shape. Poking out the holes all weird and that, but yeah.
So he can't physically get an erection. He can't masturbate. He can't touch it enough to masturbate. There's not enough room in that cage for him to get an erection.
I would develop the ability to attain climax with a perfectly flaccid penis.
Albert Fish used to do it, so why not?
It must be achievable. I'll start to
It can be if you get excited.
Like a monk.
After a month, in all fairness, you probably would.
Maybe just stick a vibrator up your ass. And she'll be like, oh yeah, I wanted that. It's the fucking least you can do considering you put a cage on me cock. You mad twat.
So anyway, the 40-something man, whose name was not released, woke up in pain and realised something was horribly, terribly wrong when he saw the device in his penis, which was swelling. In order to get the nut as in what keeps a screw in place, so this must have been some kind of band that was screwed in.
Metal contraption, man. They had to use a fucking bandsaw.
Oh yeah. Off his rapidly swelling member, the man was taken to the hospital. The hospital wasn't able to do anything either. However, they didn't have the tools required to get the device off. Apparently butter and a good hang yank won't work. With no options on hand, the hospital called a Cobra, that's in quotes, rescued crew who proceeded to use a bandsaw to saw the metal nut off the man's penis in what had to be the worst ever, however many minutes of his entire life, by far. Sparks were literally flying off the metal nut, and doctors had to pour water on the man's groin to cool it down. He shouldn't have just told the doctors to knock him and maybe didn't wake him up, knock him out, and maybe didn't wake him up if they couldn't save his penis. Oh, in Ukraine was... Wow.
Local Ukrainian news uploaded the video of the incident.
Oh, we'll pause it and we'll watch it. That video was insane.
Go from here.
That video was crazy. There was sparks everywhere.
This video is...
Not the ones described off air. That one right there, where the sparks flying off that fucking thing around his dick.
Fair play to the guy with the saw. What a one slip, 1 millimetre.
Would you take that responsibility? I wouldn't.
I'm not that type of guy.
I wouldn't. Nah.
I ain't messing with the guy's junk.
I ain't putting a bandsaw to someone else's junk. The surgeon's pouring water over it to stop the sparks. Oh man.
You see through, like, it's blurred light, but his cock is red, isn't it?
Yeah, mate, it's not just
red,
trying to stop the sparks. The water's to warm the actual... Because as that thing's vibrating through it and cutting it, that ring around his cock is heating up to ridiculous...
Yeah.
Like, burning it, so they're like, shit. And sparks as well, but like, yeah. Oh well, she's a crazy bitch.
Yeah.
He must have done something.
You must have.
No one deserves that.
No.
Greta
Or maybe
had
a pedo.
penis.
We won't go there. Yeah. Man takes sexual for bulls, is hospitalised with 3-day erection.
Did the fucking most liberal man on the planet just say that he's saying that paedophiles should have bandsaws in their penises?
Mr. What's
Chastity
it called?
belts.
Chastity belts.
Chemical chastity belts.
No.
What?
I said I ain't going there in that argument.
Chemical castration, that's alright.
Is it?
It is for a nuns, isn't it? Come on.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know what it entails. Is it just an injection?
I presume so.
Or a snip?
Alright, go on, Mike.
A Mexican man underwent emergency surgery to alleviate the painful 3-day-long erection he suffered after taking a sexual stimulant used for breeding bulls.
Wow.
The man, who was not named and is probably praying that he never is, was rushed to Specialist Hospital 270 in the city of Reynosa near the US-Mexican border to have emergency boner removal surgery.
He cut his dick off.
According to the hospital, the man acquired the bull-strength boner pills in Veracruz, Mexico, and took them in preparation for a sexual encounter he was planning on having with a 30-year-old woman he was apparently planning to ruin.
Oh God!
Is that ruin reputation-wise, or ruin as in I'm just gonna fucking ruin you when you're really up for it?
Ruin as in smash the Gary shitbox out of her.
Yeah, like she can't walk for a few days after ruin, or
Ew.
Unfortunately, there's no update on the man's condition, but hopefully he kept his penis because that was not a guarantee going into surgery. So.
Ooh.
I'll have to update us.
Yeah.
Chance for a follow-up article.
Maybe.
Or maybe not.
Yeah?
He might not want to tell anyone if he loses his card.
Well, no, that's true.
I mean, what did he expect? This thing makes the bull cocks hard, so imagine what it's gonna do to my cock's gonna make it real hard like a bull. And all his blood vessels start fucking like expanding and like having a fucking stroke.
It's interesting that he went on the third day. That's the first two he just spent masturbating or ruining said chick. So, wow, I haven't gone down yet, I should really go to the doctor. I hope he at least had some
Maybe
fun.
just one more. Then I'll go to the doctor.
He's just dry coming at that point. There's nothing left.
It's like Cliff Thorburn.
What did he expect?
He'd been banging Diana for a while, probably. Right, okay, last one. Mad Mike.
I can't remember how it goes. Well.
Alright.
For we have lost one of life's
Triers.
characters.
Yes.
Yeah. A trier. You're right there. He was very trying. And it's not often I get to say this at somebody's eulogy, but I have seen video footage of this man's
We've
death.
all seen it. Go on then.
And normally I wouldn't laugh at the sight of a man dying. But when that man is a flat earther who spends fuckloads of his own money on very silly ways of trying to prove that the earth is flat, well then one cannot help but laugh. And so
It's a homemade steam-powered rocket.
that leads me to give you, the listener, the tragic news. Friend of the show.
Definitely a friend of the show.
Friend of the globe. Daredevil, Mad Mike Hughes, dead at 64. He was found dead at home in his bed. Nah, of course he didn't. He fucking one of his stupid fucking rockets killed him, didn't it? Of course it fucking did.
It's a fatal rocket crash landing. I wonder how fast. In the video, it looked pretty fast. I mean, he must have been going hundreds of miles an hour.
He was hurtling towards Earth at lethal speed. Completely out of control with no parachute. Open it, Gary. Open it. Oh God.
Into that mountain range as well.
God dang.
He ain't surviving that.
No. You know what though?
Someone put it on Twitter. Which one of his mates who was stood there in his closest little circle, his little entourage,
Yeah.
which one of them who was the one filming took the time? And at what point was it? Was it after they looked at the body, or when did he upload it to Twitter?
Maybe live. It was a rocket launch.
Oh, was it a
wasn't
live
It might have
stream?
been a live stream.
Yeah, well, it was a live stream, yeah.
Cut the fucking
And then
thing!
as soon as
Cut the
obviously,
thing!
as soon as they saw it go down, that June buggy drove off, didn't it? Immediately towards the
Oh my
crash
God.
site.
Which had two rednecks in it and no first aid kit.
And they're pretty drunk as fuck.
What the fuck were they gonna do?
I mean, let's face it, he must have been drunk before we got onto this. Hey, right, we've had 12 cans, let's get on to the old rocket. There we go. Right, so he wants to prove that the Earth was flat. This was his attempt at proving the Earth was flat.
It wasn't his first, was it?
Well, it was not, so let's do the
Scroll down
article.
a little bit, mate. Mad Mike Hughes is believed to possibly... No, he is dead. He's not possibly dead.
That has been confirmed now.
I saw the video later. He's definitely dead.
I know.
He was in a tin can. He was in a tin can then.
A steam-powered rocket tin can.
That he made himself.
Still, very steampunk.
They'll be scraping him up for weeks, man.
I bet there was not a lot left of him. That's a bin bag job, innit? A bin bag and a letter picker. One of them little prongs you get, you press a trigger and the prongs close, just picking up bits of shit.
His lips went down through his arse.
Oh,
Show a bit of respect, man. He's dead.
Yeah, we all watched it.
I reckon his ankles went through his brain myself.
Oh, dear.
So, Mad Mike, he's believed to possibly be dead. After launching himself in the air with a self-made rocket that crash-landed, and it was captured on camera.
Ugh.
The well-known daredevil and amateur rocket engineer was doing a rocket launch Saturday in what appears to be near Barstow, California, where a reporter says Mike propelled himself into the air with a, quote, self-made steam power.
What do you think's gonna happen? Would you trust your own handiwork to propel you to the edge of space? I wouldn't. I'd cut corners all over the place. I'm a lazy bastard.
They're fucking dead.
You know what? Greatest daredevil that ever lived. Evil Knievel, motorbike over so many school flaming buses. Nah, this guy's a fucking kingy.
It was a self-made steam-powered rocket, and he then crash-landed into the ground. The reporter Justin Chapman adds, he very likely did not survive.
Really?
He tells TMZ, Mike is confirmed to be dead there on the ground as well. In the video, you see a parachute fly out of the rocket, but it doesn't appear anyone is using it. The presumption for now is that Mike might have stayed in the rocket as it ascended hundreds of feet into the air. Mike's rep, Darren Schuster, tells TMZ that he was not at the launch Saturday, but does believe his longtime client to be deceased based on what he's seen and heard. Darren says Mike was a one-of-a-kind, adding, when God made Mike, he broke the mould. The man was the real deal and lived to push the edge. He wouldn't have gone out any other way.
We could all see it.
R.I.P.D. my Mad Mike. I hope the last thing he saw was the curvature of the earth.
Hang on. For Saturday's experiments, Mike is said to have been attempting to get as close to space from Earth as possible, otherwise known as the Kármán line, about 62 miles above Earth's surface, without the use of advanced tech you might find at NASA or SpaceX. Much more tragic, Mike seemed pretty stoked for the launch this weekend. He posted a video describing his rocket, where it would go down and what he was aiming to achieve. By the way, he was a big flat earth believer, and a doc was even made about him trying to prove it. We've reached out to the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department for comment. So far, no word back. However, we were told by a dispatcher at the Victor Valley Sheriff's Station that a call for service had been placed Saturday out of Barstow, the nature of which is unclear. Mike was 64. Rest in peace.
R.I.P.D. Mad Mike.
Sorry I laughed so much at watching the video of you die, but it was more your friends that made it comical, it wasn't.
It was. Oh, god dang.
Yeah, and the fact that we all called this the first time we talked about you.
Back in episode 5, I think, Flat Earth.
Oh, man. I don't know if Mike had a family or not, but...
I presume he did. R.I.P.D. Alright. Fucked up facts.
Yeah. See you, Mike. You mad
I
bastard.
salute you, you absolutely mad bastard. Your cause may have been hilarious to us.
He took his Wile E. Coyote cosplay a bit too
He
far.
certainly fucking did. I hope he'd read
Do
Acme
you
on
think
the
he
rocket.
held out a little sign on the way down?
Oops.
Meep, meep. He basically built a fucking Acme rocket and sat in it.
He did. Fucking fucking brilliant.
Go
Well, it's not
back.
fucking brilliant. It's
Well, he's in
tragic.
the Darwin Awards anyway.
He's-
He's contender this year.
He certainly fucking deserves it.
Christ.
So let's finish on some fucked up facts.
Jingle, please.
Facts, fucked up
up
facts.
You scroll about 5 miles a year
Scroll, as in on the mouse.
on the phone or on the mouse.
Wow.
Social media, 5 miles a year.
I better do 7.
It's the average, I imagine.
Oh, I do 9.
Oh well. It's good for my fingers.
You get carpal tunnel syndrome.
There is a floating cat sanctuary in Amsterdam called the Poesenboot.
Oh, lovely. The Poesenboot.
Or Posen.
I like cats, but that sounds hipster as fuck.
Does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Floating cat island in Amsterdam.
You know there's a fucking cafe on there that sells weed.
And everything I say will upset everyone. Dinosaur. Get out of here.
Now you just think now you
I
got
got
this,
men.
you get the barge over this floating on in the morning. You spend all day smoking weed, surrounded by affectionate kitties, fussing them and
Affectionate
having
kitties.
food, and you know, yeah, really nice
I
actually.
once got paranoid in a house full of cats. I thought the cats were trying to eat me.
Maybe not the place for you then.
Very.
Very.
Not the place for you.
I'd just done a bucket for the first time. I was in a foreign house with people I didn't really know.
Foreigners? Very woke,
No,
is
a
it?
foreign house that wasn't my house.
Where were you?
I forget now.
Brosley?
Sutton Hill, maybe.
What's the hell? Oh, that's a dodgy part of town.
So Mike was having a panic attack because he was in a foreigner's house.
Yeah.
In a foreign house. And there were loads of cats. I thought they were trying to eat me.
Love that neighbour.
They were circling me.
Clever girl.
They were circling me. Clever girl. In the comics, he survived that attack.
Oh, wow. Excellent. So, next fact.
In the 1960s, a NASA-funded project gave dolphins LSD to would enable them to communicate verbally with humans. It did not.
It didn't, but I bet it was fun.
Dude, why did you give me LSD?
Dude, I want more fish.
It's just that I'm having a really bad time.
Oh, the water! It's closing in on
I've
me.
forgotten how to swim. It doesn't sound like a good thing. They also wank them off though, don't they?
I think, yeah, they probably do. I don't know. I've heard that. Because the same with any animal. Apparently dog handlers have to do the same.
Sticking on the dolphin theme, last month military.com published a report that Iran had a squad of communist killer dolphins.
Why not? Why not?
Communist dolphins, how good? Dolphins
Can you
are
indoctrinate a
communist.
dolphin to communism?
They look like commies.
Look, if they've got them little fur hats on with a red star.
Well, then they definitely look like commies.
They don't have to slave all day to make money for some fat cat sitting in his ivory
Yeah.
tower.
Exactly.
They're commies, alright.
Yeah. They get,
Those are the little
Caught in them
AK-47s
big-
as well. They can. Oh, they got flippers. They can't.
they think they're all clever till they get caught in a fishing net, aren't they?
Well, yeah, they are.
Or one of my
Tragic,
plastic,
though.
one of my plastic rings stuck around his face that I kept throwing into the ocean.
You fucking cunt. Oh, next one, Mike.
And I write on it, "Fuck you, Greta." I'm joking, audience. I would never beat up a 16-year-old girl unless she was trying to stab me, like in the scenario. And also, I don't litter.
What if you're at the podium and she's like at the back balcony with a 50 cal sniper rifle and just takes your head off?
Well, what a bitch way to do things. She used to face me like an activist.
Yeah, that's true.
Stop trying to bait me into describing how I would beat up a child.
Have you ever taken the online quiz about how many toddlers you could beat up for you were taken down?
No, I haven't.
No, I can do 82. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Sounds scientific.
It does.
Fact.
This ties in with the topic today. Homes in London neighbourhoods hit by cholera 160 years ago still sell at a discount today.
Wow.
Hey.
That's a lot of homes.
I'm never going to buy a house in London, so...
Nah, this doesn't affect us.
More than half of American adults still have their childhood teddy bear.
Wow.
And a massive collection of automatic weapons. And they wonder why they got problems.
Oh man, that's an abuse thing straight away, isn't it? They confide to the teddy stays with them. What should we do, Ted? Kill them all?
Kill them all.
Okay, Ted. I'll get an AR-15 with a bump stock and a 600
They're all
round
laughing
belt
at you,
man.
Billy. They're all laughing, Billy.
Yeah.
We'll stop them laughing, Billy.
We'll stop them laughing. Oof, that's gone dark.
Oh well.
The second biggest festival of the year in Nepal contains a day dedicated to celebrating how great dogs are.
I love it. That's fantastic. Dogs are life.
People offer them extra treats and drape them in garlands.
Oh.
Certainly better than that one in the other country where they eat them at that festival.
Yeah.
Bastard.
That's nice. So dogs are life. Dogs are awesome.
They are.
And cats too, I'm sure. Never had a cat, I don't know.
Animals are awesome except bats. Mice, rats.
Again with you that. Again with the bats.
And
Where did the bat touch you, Gaz? Where did the bat touch you?
Right in between my ball bag and the anus.
Oh, the
gooch.
twirned.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
Oh, I completely lost my train of thought there.
Do you know why it's called a twirned?
I don't know.
Because if it twirned there, your guts would fall out.
Somebody let Ben's dad in here.
I hope not. Well, then, right. Yep.
Whales and dolphins have regional dialects.
Yeah. Cool.
I like meat.
Women who are disgusted by the idea of lice and fleas are less likely to find bearded men attractive.
That's you gone.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. With the beard, isn't it like there's a lot of fecal matter on your beard?
Yeah, probably. Oh, fecal, man. I'm not eating shit.
Are you, Mike? Are you?
Times are tough, but then
Shit sandwiches.
Apparently, it's like
Brexit.
blue passport.
Shit sandwich.
Oh, it's a huge shit sandwich, and we're all gonna take a bite.
Nah, we'll be fine.
I'm gonna take redundancy as soon as I can. That's my plan.
Is that wise?
Yep.
Is
Don't
it?
care. I hate my job that much.
Okay. But you'll have to get another one though. That's
Yeah.
a different place that you'll hate in different ways.
Yeah, but I could just, maybe it'll be fun for a bit. I've been 18 years in the same place.
your management now.
Yeah, but it's,
You're on the corporate ladder.
yeah.
The cigarette lickety spit.
I ain't gonna get. I'm looking at the council now.
He's not super sure.
He wants to be
Don't
a
pour
mayor
your
next,
eggs in
isn't he?
that.
That's what he wants. He
Yeah,
wants to be
don't
mayor.
pour your eggs in that basket.
I had an email through from today.
About an interview.
Told you to fuck off.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna have a co-op interview, or it might go to an election. But if it goes to an election, I can't stand. I haven't been a member of the party for 6 months. But if it goes to the interviews and they select someone, still in with a chance. I have to send them a thing back about asking what I did in the last election and various other stuff.
Knocked on 6 doors.
Not on loads of doors. At least 24.
Threatened somebody with violence on Twitter that's being banned for life. Insulted anyone who thought differently from me.
And then voted Tory.
I'm
Oh,
sure you'll fit
that's
right
harsh.
in. I'm sure you'll fit right in.
The People's Partition.
What people?
The people. Working class lad. Working class party. I'm sold, I'm in. Just vote for me.
You're not woke enough to survive in the
Wouldn't I be
modern-
awesome in Parliament though?
To
Calling
survive-
someone a cunt.
To survive in the modern Labour Party, you could not win. Could you name for me all the genders?
No.
We've already failed.
Male and female. Oh! that for effect. Did that for effect.
Ooh, are you a secret conservative, Ben? Ooh, sound a little bit goose-steppy over there.
Did that for
Ooh,
effect.
only two genders.
You know
what
I'd
a
say?
Nazi.
I don't believe there are any genders. I believe we're all gender fluid.
Oh, God.
I just say
That would be a good answer, wouldn't it?
it would be the perfect answer.
There you
But
go.
For about 2% of the... It would be the perfect answer to get in with the Labour Party at the moment, but like 70% of the rest of the country would go, oh, fuck off.
You know what I'd say, guys? I just go, well, you know what? Whatever you want to do, I don't care. Doesn't affect me.
I don't give a fuck. Next question.
Well, yeah,
Great answer.
it doesn't affect me.
No skin off my fucking nose, is it?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what you do.
It doesn't affect
Or where you
me.
fucking do it.
As long as no one's getting
Mr.
hurt,
Carter.
as long as no one's getting hurt against their will,
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone fucking does.
You're gonna
Well, they're not breaking the law.
Leave the F-bombs
it doesn't
out.
matter, does it? Well, do what you want to do. I don't care. You want to be pansexual and have sex with light bulb sockets? Do what you want. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I'm not doing it. I'm not having to watch you do it.
Mike, do you promise me you'll help with his speeches?
I'm not getting involved.
You are. You're my speechwriter. You clarified this.
You can't let him speak for himself, for fucking God's sake. You could actually get him elected, maybe, if you wrote everything down for him. But then just leave him to dry once he's in position, leave him to drown.
I
Like.
couldn't trust him fucking up though.
It's
What's
only
wrong with that
dawny.
answer? What was wrong with that answer?
Who gives a fuck about? There was loads you're on about having sex with light bulbs and all this. That you're not going to get in. They're not going to print. Well, they will print it in the paper.
Well, I
You'll
am
be
a
out
bit
of
drunk.
your
I
ear.
wouldn't say that, obviously. I'd be more statesman-like. I'm obviously a bit drunk. I'm drinking Senorita Beta. San Miguel.
None of this scans well, Ben, when it's printed tomorrow in the paper. I'm drinking Senorita Beta. That's a racial slur.
Not really. This nickname for Sarah is
Everything's
white
racial
Peter. This
slur now.
I just better hope they never listen to any of this podcast.
It's one big racial slur.
Well, what I always say to anyone, when I say listen to my podcast, but remember, I'm playing a character.
The old
I'm playing a character trick.
Yeah, like Jones does.
Yeah, I'd like everyone to know I'm playing a miserable, grumpy, angry man who wants to see the world burn. It's not a deep-seated hatred within my soul.
I've never been
Eats away
hateful
at me at night.
ever.
You wanted to kill Jesse Lee Peterson.
Oh yeah. Apart from that,
Who's she?
he's that black dude who's the alpha male.
Steady.
That person. of
Oh,
colour.
him. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I don't want to kill him. I'd slap him about a bit. And take the mickey out of his voice to his face.
Yeah.
While slapping him. Proper old school bullying.
Yeah.
stuff.
Maybe flush his head in the toilet. And then kick him up the arse.
It
as you
doesn't
leave.
look good though in this day and age, two white blokes beating up an elderly black man, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't look great, does
And a man of the
it?
cloth as well.
He's not a man in the cloth.
He'll be
He
touching
is.
cloth when I finish
He's a
with it.
preacher, isn't he?
Well, he would have shot himself, Gaz. Would have repeatedly kicked up the arse at any time just to shoot himself.
His bowels exploding.
Yeah.
Sorry.
While we're repeatedly flushing the toilet down on his head.
Yeah, be a man. Who's being a man now, Jesse? Yeah, be a man.
What did you say, Jesse? Bang!
Hang on, you boot him in the mouth. What did you say, Jesse? You're a beta male. Oh, wow, you fixed it. Smack him again.
There we go. Back to where we were, that's all I'm just saying. Bang! Bang! Yeah, next one, Mike.
Hope the interview goes well there.
I'm not the politician Telford needs, or does it? No, I'm not the politician Telford
Fuck, you
deserves.
can't even get it.
I'm the politician Telford needs.
Fuck me. 62% of Americans surveyed in 2019 would like second breakfast to be an official meal.
Doesn't surprise me.
The chainsaw was invented to assist with difficult childbirths.
Wow.
What? What?
Cesareans, bro.
That's not a cesarean. That's not a surgical procedure. A chainsaw is the least surgical thing you can have.
I imagine it was a smaller version, maybe.
Fucking hell.
Oh, I hope they didn't just jab it up her fanny.
I'm a bit sceptical of that fact,
So am I.
but this source is never normally wrong, but we'll see. According to a recent study, human misery peaks at age 47.2.
Oh, great.
Fuck that.
I know.
So I haven't been the most miserable I will be.
Yeah, because at 47, think about it, like, we're going on, man, we're all 3 years off 40 or 2 years off 40 in Monk's case. Oh, shit. And then it's like, imagine that's going to be amplified when you're 50. You'll come to terms with your 40s. You'll come to terms with it eventually. You know what? Still 40, still fairly young, I still got it. And then, as soon as you hit 50, you're like, oh, fuck, I'm in parent territory now. I'm in grandparent territory now.
I think
once you hit 47 and you start going old, I think the shits you give, you care. You know, shits you give it less, aren't they?
Yeah.
You don't care as much.
I've already started.
We've seen that, Gaz. We've seen that many times.
You know, I'm just old before my time.
I'm surprised you still turn up, to be honest.
I've got a wise head. An old head on young shoulders.
Must be it.
Yeah.
66% of cat owners would rather spend time with their cat than their friends.
That explains your hermit-like status.
There we go.
And you, Gaz.
They are pretty awesome.
Also doesn't say much about your personality, but for the cat to you.
He loved me, that cat, when I was his surrogate father for a week when I looked after your flat. He loved me.
He loved the food you gave him.
No, because one day he didn't have his tuna. He had some chips instead.
Chips? You fed the cat chips?
Did it eat the chips?
Eventually.
Chips?
Why are you feeding my cat chips?
Because I got a bag of chips and there was too many, so I just threw up 3 or 4 chips in his bowl. And put the rest in the microwave.
It's a fucking cat, they don't eat carbs.
He did.
Well, I know they will, but...
I put fresh food for him doing every day.
Chips?
That's that one
Just
day.
give him the next day a fucking steak and kidney pie.
To be fair, his favourite's mushy peas.
Wow.
He goes mad over mushy peas.
I'd hate to see his shits the next
I know,
day.
yeah, don't give it to him often.
Wow. Any more?
Yeah, the first iPhone virus was the Ike worm, which infected thousands of Australian iPhones. Its only function was to change the phone's wallpaper to a picture of Rick Astley.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Mass rickrolling.
Yeah.
And the last one, people who grew up watching black and white TVs are significantly
More conservative.
more likely to dream in black and white.
Oh,
I only dream in black and white.
What's that Maiden track? You know? It's off Brave New World, isn't that?
Yeah.
Dream of Mirrors.
That's it.
Dream of Mirrors.
Excellent song.
Yeah.
I might
Good
listen
track.
to that on the way home.
I think we should put it on after we finished.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. I've been Ben. Thanks for listening, and thank you to all our new followers. Don't do the Flavour Aid, and don't join a cult.
I have been Gaz. Thank you very much. Free Biff Tannen and good night.
I've been Mike, thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.